Tappei just released Arc 8, Chapter 9 of the rezero web novel, and it is called Deciding to Love. Let's get into the chapter. For the first time in his own named chapter arc, we see Vincent commanding the generals. Obart is told to help out Moguro so that the reservoir did not fully collapse. Moguro is told not to let the zombies get to the crystal cannon. Gauss shouts with all his might to assemble all the soldiers in the capital. It's mentioned that his voice is louder than the crystal cannon. The stargazer helped the people out of the city. We swap to the point of view to the group that is still quite unbothered by the chance in the battle of atmosphere. Yoruna, Priscilla, and Arakiya, who are still fighting, the world is still a blazing hell. Yoruna approaches Arakiya with the help of her soul marriage. While doing so, she thinks back on her previous lives, and how she still loves the land of Arakiya, even since she had her beloved Emperor of Thorns, but how she doesn't like the Empire. However, this is still love. As to close the distance between her and Arakiya, she starts kicking and punching at her, and to Arakiya's surprise, Yoruna's attacks are actually reaching and damaging her. This followed by some of the more fighting mixed with Yoruna's thoughts, ending with Yoruna telling Arakiya she loves her. When then gets some more soul marriage narration before we swap to the point of view to Priscilla, who is actually watching them from the ground with her yang sword in hand. Priscilla thinks about soul marriage and the risk Yoruna is currently taking. Priscilla and Yoruna are apparently the only people in the world who can use it, so Priscilla knows that Yoruna is doing. We swap to Arakiya's point of view and get some thoughts on how pain feels to her. Even though she endured so much in her life, it still hurts her, but she is not scared of pain. We then get some insight on what she wants to perceive as, not as human, but a force of nature, and how she preferred the way Todd treated her without any emotion. The point of view is actually swapped back to Priscilla again, having a minor monologue and thinking about the nature of her yang sword. During the fight, Priscilla was thinking about how her brother could be useful and actually show a little bit of light in Arakiya's dark world and hard living. But she also thinking about what Vincent said, that at the end of this chaos, he might be dead. And Priscilla actually said that is actually ridiculous and didn't believe that, and actually her world, the world evolves around her. And also, when she was Prisca Benedict, she actually regret leaving Arakiya when she left Valakia. During that time, Arakiya had to make a quick decision, but when she tried to start to shout out, Yoruna slapped her. And during that time when she got slapped, her magical branch actually got burned to a crisp, unleashing Arakiya's full potential for the first time since actually she faced Celicus, and Celicus was not hurt, but also she reshaped the whole world map. Priscilla entered the fray, piercing Yoruna, and Yoruna saw Priscilla, so she let her jump up, and Yoruna slashes Arakiya, knocking her unconscious. As the scene changes, a final point of view of the story that a boy laughs. A boring stage does not catch the eye of a busy people. And Celicus saw this laugh and he said everybody laughed because it was actually a meaning of something that is starting to start and is actually entering the final stage. Celicus said and actually stated that he is here because of intuition. Behind Celicus was a cracked reservoir, and while that time he strikes a pose, and behind him was the enemy. The enemy was Sphinx. What to do is worrisome. Deliberation has began, and a small stature of a witch with a bunch of zombies around her actually stands before Celicus, and the chapter ends. So guys, that was a great chapter. A lot of stuff are involved around Priscilla and Arakiya again. Priscilla actually have regret not taking Arakiya with her when she left Valakia, so that was really interesting. We got an insight of Arakiya, how she feels, and like how she feels when Todd treated her the way she got treated is just like a force of nature and nothing more. So we have an insight of her. We also had an insight of Yoruna giving up the soul marriage for her just to punch Arakiya harder and knock her unconscious with Priscilla. So that was a big moment for Yoruna. And we also have a mention of Vincent with Priscilla, that she has a little anger to his brother, and it's all about her again. That's how Priscilla thinks is all about her. So there's no question there. But the big question is, what's going to happen when Celicus and Sphinx? Imagine that monologue of each other, the dialogue of each other. How they going to react to each other? With Celicus striking a pose. It was actually pretty funny to see and think about that Celicus struck a pose in front of Sphinx. And are we going to have a battle with Sphinx and Celicus? What's going to happen here? But I don't think Celicus is going to one shot a Sphinx. He can one shot him, but I don't think it's going to happen in the story. They probably going to think of a way that Sphinx get away, or something else happen to her, or could Subaru get betrayed by Celicus by joining Sphinx because he likes her? Who knows? But tell me what you think in the comments down below about this chapter, and I'll see you in the next video.